Welcome to the best sports betting show on the planet. This is WagerTalk Today. I'm your host, Andy Lang. It is Thursday. Massive lineup. Dave Mason is going to join us from BetOnline. He's going to tell us where the sharp money is. We're going to play Beat Dave Mason. Find out how we can take all of BetOnline's money. We're going to break down Thursday Night Football from a props perspective. We'll talk college football. We'll talk MLB. If you want to know where the books are, this is the place to be. Gianni the Greeks is going to join us with the Steam report. Nick Parsons is going to be here to break down Clemson and Georgia Tech, and we'll close out the show with some props for the Commanders and the Packers. Hit the like button, guys. Big day. We got a lot of great stuff. Let's get to it with Gianni the Greek. Gianni, happy Thursday. Hope everything's going well for you this week. I'm sure we got a busy day. Where do we want to start, my friend?
We're all over the place, brother. It's a big weekend ahead, man. I'm so excited for it. Got some big bets already fired. So, yeah, we could go everywhere. I got, what do I got for today? I got a little baseball, light baseball, college football, NFL, MMA. So, yeah, we're there. We're there, ready to fire. Wherever you want to go.
I think that's a difficult MMA card. I had trouble with this card. It's a very weird one. Very weird. Let's go to football though, real quick. Let's knock out football. Where are we looking at? College football, NFL, your choice.
Yeah, let's start off in the NFL. Let's start off with Thursday NFL game. Let me see if anything's changed real quickly back in. No, good. They're getting good two-way action. Here's what we saw. Here's what the Sharps did. They laid 2.5 with Green Bay. They took 4 with Washington, which makes perfect sense, 3 being such a key number. And even now, like it looked like it was all over money, and I'm pretty sure Dave Mason and any offshore book will tell you, they're heavy one-sided towards the over as well, which isn't a surprise primetime standalone game. But I'm not seeing it so far in like the sheets that I have access to. Like it's not as one-sided as you would expect, but I guess globally it probably is, because I kind of saw that online, that the books were saying it's just a bunch of over money. But I think as far as the side goes, they're going to end up with not much risk. As long as this game doesn't land 3, I think they're going to be okay. I haven't seen any of the betting syndicates I work with take any position on the game. So it'll be interesting to see if anybody does get involved. But like I said, from what I've been able to, because I share with other groups, other guys that give out accounts and stuff, so we could try to confirm together through an instant messaging platform. And they had the same thing where they saw Green Bay -2.5 and then Washington +4. So it just shows you how tight the NFL lines are. Now, real quickly, I'll knock out Sunday's action, just a couple of the games. New England +2.5 and under 45. Jacksonville +5.5 down to +4.5. Cleveland +13, +12.5. Colts +2.5. And then I'll give you on Monday Night Football over 45.5, 46 Chargers and Raiders. That seems like that's one of those get out ahead of the public and ahead of the risk that the books are going to end up having on Monday night. I wouldn't be surprised if that one ends up getting some take back if it keeps going up.
Anything of note in college football? What do we got tonight? NC State, Wake Forest. Looks like that line is holding on pretty strong. Actually, most of the lines for Thursday and Friday looks like those lines are
set. Yeah, absolutely right. Not much movement at all on the side. They settled at 7. It's the only thing they've been doing is kind of moving the juice on the 7 at different books based on, I guess, the risk that they had. And under did get hit from 54.5, 53.5, 52.5. That's why you're looking at 52. I think it even got to like 51s. But now, you're starting to get some money the other way as the public starts to bet the Thursday night game, but nothing on the side. Same thing for Friday. The only thing was Kansas State. Kansas State, because they opened as the dog and then they flipped to the favorite. Kansas State got hit by multiple groups. And also this one, opposite public, UCLA, 14.5, 15. But already starting to see some public money come in opposite. Now, Saturday, I just got 2 plays today as I was waiting to come on right now. They took UTEP first half and UTEP for the game over. I like UTEP first half. I bet that as well. Gave that out to my subscribers. I don't like the over. Obviously, I move it for them. I want it to hit. So, because I take a percentage of the accounts. But that's not one I released to subscribers. Even at 51, I just didn't love it myself. And there's more than enough to choose from college football. I get more than enough volume that I could pick and choose those ones that I like most. Here is some of the sharp stuff for Saturday that I can share. 118 Northwestern plus 28.5. 135 Washington State plus 6.5. 153 Florida Atlantic plus 3.5 and 3. 155 over Appalachian State, Mississippi, all the way to 54.5. 183 Duke plus 3 and plus 2. So through that key number on the Duke side, let me see if that other one real fast for these guys. Yeah, Stanford through the 10.5 up through the 12.5. But no take back yet. I want to see if it, pay attention to that. If it gets to 14, if there'll be any take back on the Boston College side.
Let's move to Major League Baseball. I was looking at some of these lines earlier. Are you seeing much? I'm not seeing a whole lot of movement on any of these.
I had dinner last night, okay, with a buddy that does kind of the same thing I do, but he handicaps, does his own baseball, profitable baseball bettor. I said, how'd your season go this year? He said, how many units, positions ahead he ended up. And I'm like, are you betting it? Because the baseball games were up. I'm like, who do you have? He's like, no, I'm not betting baseball till playoffs now.
Really?
So I'm like, I didn't bet anything yesterday in baseball either. I think a lot of sharps are they had a good season. They're not wanting to risk it down the stretch, waiting for the playoffs. They had football, every night more or less to work on with such a big board on Saturdays and then all the primetime weekday games. So I think you're seeing a lot less of the short money in the betting market as far as baseball goes. And I think that leaves opportunity for recreational bettors to take advantage of, because I saw only 3 bets so far in so many accounts that I have that matched up. And it was Washington, 901 Washington plus 115, 908 White Sox plus 120, and 916 Seattle minus 145. Otherwise, it's open season. I'm sure there's some line movements and, there's other groups out there putting in work. But I'm not seeing that heavy overnight hits and even early morning stuff that I used to, seeing throughout the summer. It's starting to come to an end. So again, if you're a baseball handicapper, you're betting the baseball, don't quit now. Now is when you're not going up against those best traders in the planet. You know what I mean? So now is the best opportunity for recreational bettors to beat the market. They're not competing with those guys. So yeah, have at it with baseball. Forget football. Bet baseball every day now.
Let's talk UFC Noche real quick. Horrible card. It's kind of this is an embarrassing Noche card. Come on,
after the spear, bro. After the spear, they're like, we got to bring it down a notch. But you're right. This is a little more than.
You have Dustin Stoltzfus and Kevin Gastelum fighting on the main card.
On the main card.
Yeah. So the main event is awesome. Diego Lopez and Gene Silva. I can't say I got a strong opinion in that one. But what are you seeing? There's a couple interesting ones that I like.
I'm going to give you 2 analysis of the Lopez Silva fight. Here's the argument that Lopez should be the side because he's too big of an underdog. He was closed only plus 130 against Volkanovski. That's the argument. And now he's, a 2-1 dog against Gian Silva. So I understood why the line came down from where it opened. Silva being about a 3-1 favorite. With that said, also we saw the Fighting Nerd stock drop a little bit with 2 guys losing last week's card. That's that recency bias. Here's what I know about Diego Lopez. He's a tough out, bro. And he's been going to Oklahoma State wrestling nonstop. So his approach is going to be wrestle. That he's going to test Gian Silva there. The problem I'm having with that is that's not Diego Lopez. I get it. You've been training with some of the best wrestlers on the planet at Oklahoma State, and that should give you an advantage, at becoming a better wrestler, but it's not something you've been doing your entire life. You know what I mean? You're not a wrestler. And I think that's where the problem comes in. But if he's able to use that wrestling, then I think looking at a Diego Lopez, by decision prop I think pays like a 7 plus 700 or something, that may be worth a small sprinkle. But personally, when I first saw this matchup, I thought it's John Silva's coming out party. It's a perfect big name in Lopez, who's in a come down spot. He just fought for a title and lost. So you expect, you know what I mean? Like, you reached the pinnacle and you lost. Now it's kind of a little letdown. And he's not going to be able to walk Silva down like he did with Volkanovski. Silva's the bigger puncher of the two. So I like Silva, but I haven't bet it. If it gets down to that minus 200 range, I'm probably going to be forced to take Silva. But like I said, I may sprinkle that prop because Chiesa was telling us at the meeting that Lopez has been really working on his wrestling at Oklahoma State. Don't be surprised if he really tries to wrestle this entire camp. Real quickly, so they're not like, okay, you didn't give us any pick. I'll give you what I like. I like David Martinez in the co-main event over Rob Font. Rob Font has been the prospect dream killer, and I get it, but he's coming off back-to-back wins as an underdog, as a plus 400 dog against Kyler Phillips and a plus almost 2-1 dog against Matsumoto. Let's not forget, prior to those two fights, he went 1-4 in his prior 5. Martinez, 11 years younger, has the pedigree, fighting family. Like, he's got power, and he's not the name. Like, again, this is going to be that kind of night where a lot of recreational bettors are betting combat sport because of the Canelo fight also. And I think when they see Rob Font against David Martinez, who's David Martinez? He's had one UFC fight, but he's not being put into the co-main event by accident. They're not going to put someone that's not ready for Rob Font, who's got all that experience. So at plus money, I like David Martinez. And I'll give you another one. I took Fajeda at plus money against Hernandez. I thought that was a coin flip at worst. And Hernandez kicked around after the Chase Hooper win. I think Fajeda just has that finishing power. And he could even beat you on the mat. So it's just a little information for you guys. But I fired 6 UFC bets are in there and 2 boxing. I got 2 boxing bets for Saturday night. So nice combat sports card. If you're a combat sports fan, it's on at WagerTalk. My card's up. I combined boxing and UFC for Saturday night.
I like Quang Lee as an underdog. He's fighting a 21-year-old on short notice.
Yeah, Luna was the dog. Now he's the favorite. I get it. He's a prospect, but you're betting potential over credentials, and now the return isn't there. I could see it as a dog, but now you're betting him as a favorite.
Yeah, I like that one. A couple of underdogs. I can't believe I'm going to say it, but I kind of like Jose Medina over Todorovic.
I could see that.
And David, I like David Martinez too. You know that guy's a surgeon. He's like a doctor. Yeah, he's like a robot. Like, who created this guy? He's a professional fighter and like a full-time.
You like Martinez too?
Oh yeah, he's got the power.
Awesome.
Rob Font's best days are behind him, so that's kind of where I'm at. So, all right, Gianni, great stuff as always. Tell us what you have up for everybody on this Thursday.
All right, I have tonight's college football standalone game. I have a 4% best bet on that one. I have Saturday's package with a 5% big move on Saturday's college football. That line's readily available. Number 1 in college football in 2025. I won in week 0, 1 in week 1, 1 in week 2, and we're going to win again in week 3. Combined NFL college football, number 1 2025 heading into this week. You know I love week 2. My NFL package is up as well. We may even pull out a 5% there. You get it today for $29, but by the weekend, if that flips into a 5% or like I did with the college, you'll be paying $10 extra. So don't wait. And like I said, my combat sports package is up as well. So let's do some damage this weekend. Don't forget to check out the free picks. I'm constantly putting premiums on my free picks page, WagerTalk.com. And best of luck to you, my man, as well. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Gianni. Let's have a great Thursday, brother. Let's go ahead and move to Nick Parsons. Let's bring Nick on while we're waiting for Dave Mason. We got to talk a little bit of college football, Clemson and Georgia Tech. Nick, happy Thursday. How are you?
Not bad, buddy. How about you?
Doing good. Didn't sleep well last night, but the show gives me energy. I do. I just wake up when I'm researching the show and getting ready for the show. Let's talk Clemson and Georgia Tech here. We got pretty close line here. No, you did a deep dive on this game. What's your takeaway?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big early season ACC showdown from Bobby Dodd Stadium on Saturday afternoon. But it's one that I think it favors the visiting side. Clemson, it's 1-1. Clearly, it's not the same team as it was last year. It lost 17-10 to LSU as a 5.5-point favorite before then sort of bounced back with a lackluster 27-16 win over Troy last week. They were a 30.5-point favorite in that one. But here's the thing. While 2-0 to start the season, Georgia Tech, it hasn't really looked all that great either. It held on for the 27-20 road win at Colorado late, and then it did hammer FCS Gardner-Webb 59-12, but that's no big feat or anything. The thing here is that Dabo Swinney's team, it was supposed to be a lot better heading into the 25-26 season, or so most thought, because he returned more production than any other school in the nation. So far, Cade Klubnik, he's looked extremely average under center for the Tigers. And I'll admit that, the Yellow Jackets in the past, they have actually performed really well in this spot for bettors. And since Brent Key took over, they have a number of really big wins. In fact, on September 3rd, the Tigers, they were favored by more than a touchdown in this game. And now it's down to 3.5. And so I think that now is a good time to jump on Clemson here and not give up on the Tigers quite yet. They do have really great experience on both sides of the ball. They also have a ton of talent. They also are really well coached through every phase. Of course, Haynes King, he's a true dual threat. He won't be easy to slow down. But the Tigers, they're stacked defensively, and I think they're up to the task. They have multiple top-tier pass rushers. And I also don't think that the Yellow Jackets, they're going to be able to slow down the Tigers' offense. Klubnik, he hasn't done much yet, but last year he posted 40 points or more on 6 different occasions. Garrett Riley's offense, it's poised to post some production here. And I think it's going to be this week against the Yellow Jackets, a defense who really has done nothing yet to this point. And so it's not easy winning in this building since Key took over. But I think the Tigers are going to be up for the task this weekend. So I'm laying the points with Clemson.
All right, laying the points with Clemson. I can get there. I can absolutely see that. So, it's not on the schedule. Are you still doing CFL? I haven't been following CFL. What's been going on in CFL these days?
I play CFL right up until college football starts religiously, Andy, and then sort of as soon as college football starts, my focus always shifts. And so I do give it my full attention for that portion of the season, and then as soon as college football starts, I definitely turn my eyes towards that. However, I do get interested once the playoffs start and for the Grey Cup. Nice.
What college teams have been catching your eye, good or bad? Anything kind of surprising you?
Well, as I say, definitely Clemson. As I say, I think it's just been underperforming for sure. There, Klubnik, I think they're due for a big game here. If another option there, depending on your guys' risk tolerance, perhaps even consider playing Clemson on the money line there. I think you could probably find it pretty reasonable. But yeah, my official call for there will be to lay the points. I sort of also like Georgia this weekend. That was another game that I was looking at. But yeah.
What you got going over at Sports Memo?
Yeah, Sports Memo, guys. So if you guys head on over to Sports Memo, I'm doing the Betting Memo show 6 days a week, guys. If you tune in tomorrow, you're going to get some of my contest picks. I entered in both the Circa Millions and the Super Contest at the Westgate. But they also have a great special going on over there, Andy, that I'll tell you guys about quickly. It's called the Weekend Warrior Football Special, and you get all of the action for just $49. And so how it works is you get every football play from your handicapper, whoever your selected handicapper is, for Saturday and Sunday, and that includes all of their 5% picks. It's only $49, and as an added bonus, you also get their Monday Night Football picks. And so there really is savings to be had there. Normally that costs $108, and so this is less than 50% of that. It's the Weekend Warrior Pass over at Sports Memo for a limited time.
Great stuff as always, Nick Parsons. You can find him over at Sports Memo. Have a great Thursday, and thank you for joining us. That special that he talked about, that works at WagerTalk as well. All football plays for $49, and that starts tonight, Friday and Monday included, and you're going to get Saturday and Sunday. So all college football, all NFL, discounted down instantly to $49. Like I said, bonus Friday and Monday, absolutely free. So you're going to get a ton of bets on these. My prop pack is up. So if you want to lock all those in, we have our prop pack up for week 2. It includes all plays in NFL for Thursday for the weekend, even Monday Night Football. 8-6 last week. I'll take that every single week if I can go 8-6. Man, I'll be a happy camper. So we got plays tonight. We are in play with 2 plays, not 1, 2. We're putting up a defensive play as well as an offensive prop tonight. If you want to get all plays, including college football, including 5%, it's only $49. All right, let's go to all around the world. Let's do some free plays for the people. I don't know if we're going to get a play as good as that Norway free bet earlier this week, but we're going to give it a shot here. So let's see here. Let's go to the EPL. Kevin Dolan was the one that gave us Norway, so we're going back to him. Wolverhampton at Newcastle. First half over 1. The Wolves have allowed the most first half goals this season, and Newcastle's second best scoring percentage in the first half last season. So we're expecting a lot of goals in the first half. I mentioned UFC. Let's go to Kang Lee over Santiago Luna. So here's the deal with this one. There's been a lot of canceled fights, and Kang Lee, the UFC kind of owes him. He saved a fight, and then his opponent got moved. So they're bringing in this 21-year-old. He's a prospect, but he's young. And Lee can wrestle. Lee is coming off a really nice submission win. I don't trust this 21-year-old to be able to wrestle with Lee. I know betting on an Asian fighter to wrestle is dangerous, but you're getting plus money on Lee over this last-second 21-year-old, the short notice replacement on Noche. So I will happily take that plus money. So Rockies and Padres, this is a Ralph Michaels special. We're going to go Nerfy, Rockies and Padres. This is an insane stat. The Rockies haven't scored a run in the first inning in 33 straight road games. 33 straight road games, the Rockies have not scored a run. Dan shaking his head about the anemic offense of the Colorado Rockies. So you're basically betting on the Padres not to score a run because we know the Rockies aren't going to score a run. So we'll take a Nerfy here. While we're waiting, let's talk some Thursday night football props. Thursday night football props, Washington Commanders and the Green Bay Packers. We are looking at Jaden Daniels over 31.5 pass attempts. He had 30 last week, so just under, but that was a game they were ahead basically from the very beginning. And he still almost got over this 31.5. So let's take a look at Jaden Daniels to go over his pass attempts. Jordan Love, no interception, 8 straight regular season games without an interception. So we're playing no interception on Jordan Love. It's juicy. The juice is flying up. When I did this play, it was minus 160. Now it's minus 190. But you can look at Austin Eckler over 2.5 receptions. He had 3 last week. And if this is a game that they're behind, Eckler's going to be their receiving back, so let's do that. And then I built a same game parlay for this one. Let's do Jordan Love to throw 1 touchdown pass. Let's do the Packers over 19.5 on their team total, and Josh Jacobs to have 60-plus rushing yards. That comes in at minus 140 on DraftKings. Dan, jump in here. I want to get your thoughts on Thursday night football. You were laughing at the Rockies and that stat.
Yeah, that's not ideal. Yeah, it's not ideal. You need to at least have some offensive production, even in a sport like baseball.
What's your take on this one? And then I'm starting to circle some games on the survivor pool. So let's talk this game real quick.
Yeah, I'm flip-flopping on a couple different survivor picks. I'll tell you what. There won't be a survivor pick coming in this game because I think this 3.5 is even a little bit long, simply because if this was week 3, week 4, where we just know what happened in week 1. Was this just that the Washington Commanders were playing against the Giants, or is this team going to continue what they did last year? The thing for me here with Washington is it's easy to just say, well, they won, well, they covered. Andy, the second half didn't look good for Washington. They were letting the Giants hang around. Now, luckily, they were playing against Russell Wilson. They're playing a little bit different, higher caliber of a quarterback here in Jordan Love, whether he's 100% or not. But for me, man, this feels kind of like a dog or a pass spot simply because of how good Green Bay looked in week 1. They beat the absolute piss out of the Lions, and now they get to stay at home. Washington has to travel. So I feel like there's a lot of good narratives on the way of the Packers, but simply are they as good as they looked in week 1, or are they going to come back down to earth here a little bit? Thursday night, always throw some wrenches in it. People love those primetime unders. We'll talk with Dave Mason, see if people are still backing in on that under, because I feel like people see Washington Commanders, they think Jaden Daniels, they want to play some overs. For me, Andy, I wish that this thing was 2.5, because this would be a teaser leg for me taking Washington up, but I can only lean that way with the Washington Commanders covering a field goal and this being a tight game to start off Thursday night football. That's not, a league opener. So that's the thoughts for me, Andy. Nothing that I ran to the window to bet, but hey, if we get some line moves late, maybe I'll get down on something. I know I'm tailing your same game parlay. That's something I do know I'll be.
Yeah, that's going to be it. That's a good one. I like that one a lot.
And they're
the
fun.
49ers were going to be my survivor pool pick, and now it's Mac Jones starting quarterback. So that blows that one out of the water.
Oof, bagoof.
I know. Is it going to be the Cowboys? Is everyone going to be on the Cowboys fading the Giants? That feels like the most obvious one. How many times are you going to feel great
in
about
division?
Dallas?
I don't really want to put a divisional team in. I do like the Cowboys this week. That's something I'm toying around for one of my pick 5 entries. So we'll see if I end up getting there on that. But yeah, this week's a little bit tougher than last week. I was honestly thinking of going to the Cardinals that you were. I mean, you and I will talk about our survivor picks on tomorrow's show and give the official ones, as we have about 1 million entries into the BetOnline survivor. Yeah,
Jack, Arizona. Obvious pick. Yeah. I Baltimore against Cleveland, but I kind of want to save my Baltimore Ravens pick.
I agree. I think you hold on, and again, divisional.
Exactly.
And let's not turn a blind eye to the fact that Baltimore just completely collapsed in the entire game. The defense didn't really look good. So Cleveland, for what it's worth, they can move the ball on you. Not like they have playmakers in spades, but they can move the ball on you. So I think they're going to win outright as 11.5, 12.5 point underdogs. Maybe not.
All right, good stuff, Dave. Let's bring in Dave Mason. Dave, hope everything's going well for you. Dan and I did great in the BetOnline Survivor. We advanced everything. The chat is saying that the Cardinals at home against the Panthers are going to be the obvious one. Is that what you're thinking this week in Survivor?
I mean, personally, I'm going Dallas, and I'm in a few different pools. I'm going Dallas and Arizona. I think they're the two. You got to keep Baltimore. It's too damn early in the season to use Baltimore.
Agreed.
Dallas and Arizona. I mean, I always look at spreads too. A lot of people don't discount spreads, but I mean, you got to put some math into it too. Probabilities. They're both about similar favorites. I also kind of look down the road too. Obviously there's not an exact science to it because so much changes over the season, but I still look at, what the likelihood of needing one of these teams down the road. So I kind of do my own spreads all throughout the season and kind of see, okay, am I going to need Dallas again during the season? You have to, because you got to survive the whole season, And Dallas, right as of now, there's Dallas. As of now, Dallas wouldn't be a good option any other week of the season. Maybe week 17, so whatever, week 18. But in Arizona, I think only Arizona week 5, they could be an option versus Tennessee at home. So, again, Baltimore, they're a good option 5 or 6 weeks as of now again. So I'm splitting it up. I'm chopping it up on a few different pools. Half is going to be Arizona, half is going to be the Cowboys, and roll the dice. I mean, they both could lose outright, right? But you have to do that. You just have to.
It's so unfair the Thanksgiving situation. That's so unfair. That's
that's the thing. I think I brought that up last week. I mean, you look at the Thanksgiving schedule now. And Philadelphia, again, as of now, Philadelphia is the only good pick right now on Thanksgiving, Black Friday. So, I mean, if people picked them last week, okay, cool. You picked them last week, but guess what? Now the good have fun for Black Friday and Thanksgiving, you know?
Absolutely. So, all right, Dave, let's play Beat Dave Mason. Can you tell us any liabilities that you have? College football, NFL. What's something that the sharps or even the public can beat Dave Mason on this week?
Okay, yeah. Well, let's do some sharp stuff first. NFL over 47.5 got hit earlier. $28,000 bet came in on over 47.
Ooh.
Yeah. What else? Browns plus 12.5, Giants plus 6, Jets plus 7, Falcons plus 5, Jets over 46, Indy over 42, Houston over 42. So early sharps are liking the dogs. Shocker there. College football, Colorado plus 5.5 or better. Kansas State pick, UConn minus 10, Pitt minus 6.5. Appalachian State minus 2.5 or better. Tulane pick. What is that? BC minus 13.5 or better. As far as public stuff, who's some big liabilities here? Big liabilities, Appalachian State, but again, that has a lot to do with sharp. Minus 3. North Texas, Alabama minus 20.5 versus Wisconsin. What else here? Florida plus 7.5. That's a liability. From a bet count point of view, which teams are getting? I mean, A&M, Notre Dame, that's getting good two-way action from a bet count point of view. Same with South Florida, Miami, that's getting a lot of bets, but again, that's two-way. Georgia's getting bet over Tennessee from bet count point of view, but about 69% of the bettors are on Georgia. The money's a lot more even though, so we'll see there. NFL, I mean, shoot, Eagles are getting bet. I kind of like KC to tell you the truth. I faded my team last week.
Hot take.
Yeah.
Hot take.
I faded my team last week. I might fade them again. Oh my God, I'm going to hell. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I can't do it. Detroit's getting bet. San Francisco, despite the quarterback thing there, they're still getting bet. Man, I think some people don't even know about the quarterback situation, and they're still betting. Dallas, they're getting bet, so that kind of makes me nervous.
That's Dave's public service announcement. Make sure you know who's the quarterback of the
absolutely.
team that you're betting on. Make sure you
I hear you. You got to pay attention to that news wire.
So was last week kind of a nightmare for you guys with all the teasers and money line parlays with the obvious teams?
It could have been worse.
Okay.
The Bills saved us. If the Ravens held on, it would have been god awful. We still lost, but it wasn't a nightmare by any means. It was, one of those things where you're looking at, in third quarter, looking, holy hell, this is going to be an absolutely colossal loss. So many bets are keyed in on that Sunday night game. People are winning or doubling down. People are losing or chasing, and we need the Bills pretty big. So they saved us. Still a losing day. Not a great. I mean, again, I work at the marketing side of the thing, so we always kind of look at it a different way. The actors were through the roof. People are back betting football, so that's great. The risk management guys just look at it whether we won, lost. So I kind of look at a bigger view, and week 1 went to the NFL public. You wrap things up, so whatever. On to week 2, and if we're gonna lose, we like losing early in the season.
I like it. It seems like a tough week for teasers. Not a ton that I would see that a lot of people are going to be teasing. Maybe Baltimore, maybe Buffalo.
They'll be teasing those 6. I mean, shoot, they're going to tease the Cardinals down. That's going to be popular. Buffalo, that every teaser on planet Earth is going to be keyed on that. You said it's Baltimore as well. So Buffalo, Baltimore, Arizona. We'll see on the Detroit Chicago, even though it's whenever the spreads are like between 6 and 9, man, they 9 times out of 10 people, 8 times out of 10 people are teasing them down, but that one might be an exception. We'll see. Not too much early yet, but I don't want to make any conclusions yet about the early action, but
yeah,
we'll see on that one. No, actually, I'm wrong. I'm wrong there. Everybody's teasing that down too. Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of action coming, but the early action that's a tease down situation as well.
Tell everyone where we can find you at, and tell everyone what you got going on at BetOnline.
Yeah, at Dave Mason BOL on Twitter. Come on over to betonline.ag. We actually have a week 2 survivor pool. It's just $10,000, but it's a freebie. We open up week 2. He did missed out, or he already got booted from week 1 after week 1. Even though not many people got booted, it was a pretty easy survivor week 1. But we saw that $10,000 freebie up. We just got to send us action our way to qualify for the prizes. So coming over to betonline.ag this weekend.
Dave Mason, he's great. Absolutely great follow on X, on Twitter. He'll tell you where all the money's coming in. He'll tell you about big bets that are coming in. Really, really good information. And I say this every time, Dave, I'm a BetOnline client, have been for years and years and years. So appreciate it. Love your product.
Thank you. Oh, also the big fight this weekend. We raised limits to $40,000 for it. Crawford Canelo. And it'll get raised another $10,000 up to $50K on Saturday. Wow. So lots of action coming in on that. Will be the biggest fight of the year. Well, until Jake Paul Davis. So we have a prop on what'll do more views on Netflix. This incredible fight this weekend, or last year's Tyson Jake Paul fight. I mean, and Jake Paul Tyson is favored, unfortunately.
It's gonna be Jake Paul Tyson.
I know
this. You know our audience. Come on.
It's disgusting. I mean, from a marketer, I love those fights because it's just they're events. But from a odds guy and a bettor and a sports fan, it makes my skin crawl. But whatever.
I know. Well, thank you for raising the limits on that boxing fight. Now Dan can get some action in.
Yep. Come on in,
Dan, you can now get $40,000 down on the Canelo fight. Dan's smiling. He's like, thank God. So
now I just need $40,000. But I'm glad that I can get it down.
Yeah.
Set up a GoFundMe, Dan. Let's just share your Venmo. So awesome, Dave. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you guys.
Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too. Talk to you next week.
Dave Mason, absolutely fantastic follower and a great website. Love it. Always first to come out with UFC lines and all that stuff. So, all right. Thank you so much, guys. It's been a really, really good Thursday. Good luck on the Thursday night game. Again, NFL Week 2 prop pack is up. Myself and my team, all props starting tonight all the way through Monday Night Football will be up. We went 8-6 last week. I am very, very happy with that. We keep that winning percentage up. We're going to end the year up quite a few units. So grab that. Make sure you get tonight's plays, and we got 2 plays locked and loaded for tonight. NFL Week 2 props pack. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to get ready for Football Friday tomorrow. Absolutely jam-packed show tomorrow. Gianni, Marco, Teddy. Kelly had a winning week in the contest, so she's going to join us tomorrow and go over her picks. So we're rooting her on, see how many weeks in a row she can have a winning record. So do not miss Football Friday tomorrow. Thanks very much. Good luck on your plays, and take care.